Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. We are here for the 5th day out of the 7 days of the Kart Camp. I did back, in the beginning of November, end of October. And yeah, we have, with this day including 3 more days, so we are halfway through, and this day is final number 1, which is normally would be my last day, but because I took the extended version, I will be staying till Sunday. So it's Friday now. Normally, as I said, it would be the last day of a camp, but extended means I have 2 days longer. And we are sitting in the cart number 19, which I did have in last video's practice session, and it was decent. It wasn't great, but I could keep up on the straight. So I will be keeping this the whole day, so it will be better. I will have an okay card for the first time, pretty much. But yeah, we're about to go to the pits now for the first time for practice. And yeah, you can see it's slippery as hell again. It's the first lap, it's always slippery there. It's always with these SR4 cars, when you go to the pits for the first time, there is no grip at all, so it's fun always, you know. But yeah, we are still in 2 groups of the SR4 and GT4 group, and yeah, so we are still in the fast cards, hoping to stay in these for the rest of the week. So let's see. Ooh, that was very close there. That was like, and that was the next one, not quite. But yeah, we will have to get try and get used to this card. So we have a bit less weight now. I think we went down from 85 to 80 kilos. So the weight problem I had in the last video, which if you saw it, you know that my cart was bouncing like crazy. That should be solved, or it's solved, but it should be a bit better now. So yeah, let's hope it will be better. Okay, well, let's go on the first lap. Still cold tires, but flat out through turn 1. Here, sliding quite a bit, braking too late into that corner, so that's not quite how you want to take it. Not quite how you want to do that corner. So we have 1 practice session this day. And yeah. I can't quite remember how long it was, but I believe it was 15 minutes, but not quite sure, but I think it was 15, yeah. Then we have 1 quali session of 5 minutes, which is new, or we went a bit longer, so yeah, we will have 3 laps, which is definitely gonna help me, as I will at least 2 laps pushing, maybe 3. So there was a 1:06.8 the first lap, which is far off, but you know, cold tires, cold engine, so times are gonna get quicker pretty fast. About 4 laps later, we catch up to our first victim of the day. We were quite a bit faster than him. At this point, the times in the end were not insanely quicker, but in the beginning I were having a bit more pace than him, so I was catching up quite fast. And yeah, now we will soon be going to straight. We'll be able to see how good Podium really is, as we take a lot of curb there and get a pretty good exit, and we're right on his rear now. But he's gonna pull away a bit on acceleration, but in the end we're gonna gain slightly on him. We're gonna try and have a look down the inside, and then we're gonna brake late and brake past nicely on the inside. He's still there on the outside. We're having the inside, so we're gonna have a nice move there. It was a nice move. I locked the rear brakes a bit, but I mean, as long as I'm past and it's clean, I'll take it. Yeah, my front tire was even next to his rear tire, so quite far back, so happy with that move. And the top speed you can work with this card. You can, yeah, it's not the greatest card, but yeah, you can work with it and at least keep up with the pack, hopefully, and not fall back in 3 laps by a second or so. So yeah, let's say make it a bit better, and maybe I won't be completely pissed like every other day, and be a bit more happy that I'll maybe be a bit more in front. But we will see about that later this day. Now, the next laps, I had a pretty calm session. Driving on my own, trying on pretty consistent laps. And then, out of nowhere, Peachy-Law, a good old friend, came shooting down the inside chicane. Drove past me there, having a pretty poor exit, but yeah, I mean, still somewhat better than mine, and I had to slow down to gain a little touch to the chicane. Then he was just gone to the distance, but yeah. So if you don't know it already, he's a pretty good friend of mine, and yeah, we've been in maybe all of our kart camps together. He has been in almost every of my kart camps, and we have a lot of memories together. And yeah, it's also that guy I was talking about in the last video. He was the one motivating me. So yeah, it's always nice to spend time with him, and he was the same guy, if you remember the video, where he's been staying over at me. And we've been karting together on my local track, and it was my best video ever with, I think, over 200 views or so. So that was definitely, yeah, it was the best video somehow. I don't know how and why that was the best video, but I'll take it, I guess. I know I just said before that the just video wasn't too bad, but well, he had different ideas. He just drove past me there and may have been better exit as well. But yeah, that was Gachi, and unfortunately he is going to leave us after this day. He didn't go with the extended version. He was only staying till today, till that day. So I will have to do my proper final without him, because this day I thought I wouldn't get any medals. We actually did end up getting some at the end of the day for the ones going onto the podium, but actually we have just crossed the finish line to end the first practice. But what I was about to say is that, yeah, for my proper final I will have a bit less competition, which is fine, but yeah, sorry. Yeah, we have been P10 in this practice session. Oh my god, my voice. We've been P10 in this practice session with a 1.4.1, and yeah, the best time was 2.9. So yeah, that was from Gachi this time, so well done from him. Nicely done from him. So he definitely had some real pace in these SR4 cards that day, so he was quick that day, definitely. It was some kind of a thing that we did all week. Is he just smashing into the tires, into the brakes, locking the tires in the pit entry, and yeah, to get that smoke from the rubber into the face of the guy behind you, which was stinking, and you couldn't get that smell off your nose the whole day. So we were really enjoying that, definitely. But yeah, that's the practice session done, and next up we have qualifying. Talking about fast times, Gachi did actually set up the record of the year there, and I'm happy for him, because he just got P2 in his final, and I'm about to celebrate that with him, as I'm going to walk over to him and be very happy for him. So yeah, he got P2, and because I was happy, I'll show you. So I did recall it from the outside bit, so yeah, here is some parts of the race that I recorded. So here are the race start for the junior final. We were split in 2 groups, junior and senior, actually 3 groups. This is junior group 1. So you can see on the outside line, P4 my roommate is the guy who I was cheering. You may see him the top line pretty much on P2. And he was getting pretty shit start there, as you can see. He was falling back quite a bit there.
Oh, scheiße.
And yeah, we were all cheering for him. And he had a really bad start, but he just died up the inside there. He just died up the inside there and defending his position. And yeah, you see there in the elite there is someone from who drives actually for a different car team. So we are all for our team drivers, so they would win. But the problem was he had a very fast car. Means our only chance would be to overtake them now, or his only chance. So yeah, now or never. I said that before as well. Do it now or do it never. Only chance, you know. We would now skip the chicane of the first lap. You can see it is getting quite chaotic there. A little bit of contact, but Mr. Berger is somehow making he is making a switchback there. It's nicely done. And yeah, there's lap 1 done, and he didn't quite get the switchback done, so he's still back in P6. He lost 2 positions, so our not thinking we'd get podium, but he didn't stop fighting. So now we're in the last few laps. You can see the leader is just absolutely gone to the distance. His car is superior, and here is the fight for the podium. You can see Mr. Berger fights his way up to P2, and he has to defend now from P3, but he decides to dive up down the inside here in turn 1, turn 2, so he is back down at P3. So he did manage to later fight his way back up into P2. I don't have it on video, but yeah, we are obviously now in the final laps, but he did manage to crawl up his way into P2, and it was close racing up there. Hard racing. There was quite a bit of rubbing sometimes and diving on the inside, but that's karting sometimes, especially rental karting. Rental karting is with a bit of contact sometimes. You shouldn't do it, but it happens from time to time. And I hope I'm not gonna get copyright strike there from the music. But yeah, they are coming down through the start finish line, and yeah, he's about to make his move. Yeah, there was one reason I was so extremely happy for him, because he messed up his start completely. Was P6 for some time and fought his way back up to P2. So that was definitely nicely done from him, and yeah, extremely happy for him. He had a nice race, but now it's time for our final, or for our quali for now. And yeah, I may go and send it because I have 3 laps. So yeah, my strategy was to do one kind of safe lap, and the second lap just go full send and risk it all. And you can see I'm in a different card now, actually, in the 27 card, so I have no idea how this is gonna be. Probably bad, but we will see in the race, in the quali, how it's gonna turn out, if I'll be way off pace or if I'll be able to somehow keep up. But yeah, it's getting serious this day, so I'll have to perform and try and make the best of this day, even though it's not my final yet, but still have to make the best I can. I forgot to say, I'm sorry for the bad quality from the videos of my roommate there on his final, but I recorded it on my phone, so yeah, not the best quality, but I think you can more or less see. But we are already going out for quali. You can see the sun is setting, so it's a beautiful view. And yeah, you may know I still have my tinted visor on, so it'll be interesting how dark it will get. And you can see there the sun shining straight at my face. I mean, beautiful. It's always beautiful to drive the sunset. And yeah, I won't be warming up my tires that hard this lap, and more or less just trying to push to really try and get that 3rd lap in. But yeah, let's jump straight in our first lap. We're already about to go on to the first lap of quali, the first lap of 3. Going to the final corner, and now I wanted to try and take it a bit more easy on this lap. You can see tires not quite in temperature yet. Brake a bit earlier. Try and carry the speed there. It was okay, was decent. So left-hander flat out, going a bit wide though. Flat through here, taking the curb slightly, and straight to the sun. Missing the curb slightly, not the best line here. Missing the apex as well slightly. Taking the curb. Then onto the straight, and we're going to go fully human DRS mode, checking to rear how much space I got to behind me. Just don't want to hold anyone up and get into traffic. Human DRS down all the way down the straight. You can see the sun there from the side. Braking, and here the sun was shining on my face insanely. And then going to the last sector. And yeah, all of that out through here. And that was my first lap. It was a 1:67. I wanted to go for a second lap, but I will cancelling this one later. Yeah, pretty much now when I mess it up. So for context, for something that's gonna happen later, before our final, there was a 2-generation race where you could drive with your parent, and yeah, more on that later. But yeah, basically parents. Yeah, you're driving with the parents, and there's a driver change between in the race, and yeah, there were some complications in that race, but it's more on that later. Now going for a late apex, you can see the sun once again shining straight in my face. We are going to get one more chance, so this lap obviously was very slow. He was the best lap I just saw in the app. It was 5.7 somehow. I don't know how, or I'm stupid and messed it up. No idea. But we are going for the last lap of this qualifying. Through here we go. Through chicane, all over the curve there. Podium power, you can see now bouncing like crazy because it took the curb. Now we're gonna have some nice slipstream, maybe. At least some slipstream. We should try and use that. All the way down the straight and brake as light as you can. Being in power early, missing the apex quite a lot. Not really what you want to do. They're bouncing again. There's something wrong in the app of the karting check, but I did a 3.6 in this lap, and our P3. And at that moment on the board it said P1, so we're obviously extremely happy. Finally getting a good time. In the app it says for some reason our P9 in quali, which has to be wrong because our P3. But I don't know. All I know is that I am P3, and obviously I was very happy from that. Super excited. Finally, a good day and a good time, and yeah. So the car doesn't seem to be too bad. So yeah, let's see how the race is gonna turn out. Yeah, the app from the karting track somehow added 3 seconds to everyone's best time. I don't know why, or 2 seconds or whatever. Like they added time to everyone's lap. I don't know. But yeah, I said there would something happen before, and well, there is something about to happen. So as you're waiting to get into the grid, there's suddenly an ambulance going to the karting track. And we're already confused, and that wouldn't already be enough. It would get even crazier only a little bit later, because suddenly there was a fucking helicopter. You see there was a helicopter, and I've never experienced this, and well, my mates surely didn't either. Because yeah, our reaction was very surprised from all of us. You would hear him screaming as well. They're like, "What?" I was well, and they told us all going to pit straight away because he thought maybe the helicopter wanted to land on the track. So we were all told to, yeah, go into the pits right away. And yeah, the start was going to be delayed a bit because obviously health goes before racing. Obviously, only makes sense. So yeah, we're all going to pits and stopping here in the pit entry already, which I was very confused of in the beginning because we were stopping here. And yeah, he was also surprised, the guy in front of me, and he was, the helicopter was landing there. Well, that was very exciting, I can tell you. Never happened to me before. I've never been that close to ambulance helicopter just landing there suddenly. So yeah, after that incident, we went out on track again, and yeah, I don't want to go into too much detail on what happened because I don't know if the people are fine with it, but yeah, one of the parents driving in the 2 generation races had some problems after the race, some pretty serious problems, so they had to call an ambulance. I don't, as I said, don't want to go into too much detail on what happened, but yeah, that's what happened. But let's get back to the racing. You can see we're out on track again, so now obviously only get some temperature back to the tires. And we have been standing not too long there, but still, I want to get the tires as warm as possible as it is pretty cold outside. So yeah, you want to really have some temperature in those tires because otherwise you won't have any grip on the start, and on the start you need grip. But yeah, here we are, waiting to get into to go into the grid. Yeah, we're all not excited, but it's one word, but yeah, we're excited that there won't be 3, but it was hard to, in the first moment, to get back into racing mode in your head after these things happening. So yeah, I have to try and get into race mode as fast as possible again. Otherwise, obviously, I will fall back and have no chance probably. So yeah, about to start final number 1 of this Kart Camp. But I have 2, so not that important for me, but still, I want to get a good result here. So it's the first time for me standing in the 2nd row this week. So it's about the final, the 2nd final, or the 1st final. This Kart Camp, you see the 4 lights are on. When are they gonna go off? And they're off, and the 1st final of this autumn's Kart Camp is underway. We don't get the best getaway, but we have the inside for turn 1. I'm gonna get the outside for turn 2. Not much I can do around the outside, but I'm gonna try and hold it still, but nothing I can do around the outside. There is still someone, there's Gachi there. I'm showing him to work together, to bump draft in the straight. He is willing to work together for now. Now I have to try and somehow keep up with the guys ahead, and I don't know yet how good my top speed is on this kart. Even though it probably isn't too bad because I did get a decent qualifying. Now you can see though he is slightly pulling away from me, but it's, yeah, the acceleration did pull away, but then in the end I am not losing really anymore, staying pretty much the same. So acceleration not the best, but that also may be the exit. So kart is not too bad, you can work with it. We are still in, I mean, we lost 1 position, we are in P4, but that's nothing major. Now we've finished the first lap of this roughly 20 minutes race. I think it's 25 minutes, something like that. Bit of a slide through turn 1, but again, nothing serious. There you can see P1 going with the wide there. Behind, they are almost going side by side, but not quite. We are still pretty close together. Let's see. Going all over the curve, and we're about to go straight once again. Now this surely must be a good exit. Nice late apex there, and still he is pulling away on the exit. So acceleration wasn't the best in this car, but the top speed was okay. No, they're almost. He's going slightly defensive there. They're going side by side into the hairpin, not quite. Now there's some insane bouncing there. I'm having that quite often still, even though we have 5 kilos less in the weight limit. Now through the section once again, almost going to the curb there, very close to it. We are still right behind him, still in the group. And we're gonna go on to the third lap of this race. Going into turn 2. We are now once again right behind him. You can see the gap has opened up quite a bit to guys behind. And we're gonna be able to make a move and try to get onto the podium. Because you know, this is for the podium. Going all of the curve once again, going for late apex. I've always tried going for late apexes here because I knew I have to get a good exit. Now right on his rear, he's still slightly pulling away, but now human duress, and he is still pulling away from me in, with the slipstream. Now they are going side by side, almost, not quite once again, but he's going, as he was another side by side. He tries to go for the switchback, not quite gonna work. Now they are side by side. Once again, not quite. So yeah, he is right on his bumper, and I am also not too far. And now here they're just pulling away from me, you see. So now Gachi is right behind me. He is right there. When he's gonna make a move, bit of contact there. He was bump driving me slightly. He's gonna go down the inside. He won't go down the inside yet. We are on lap 4 of the final. About 15 to go. 15 laps to go roughly. Bit less maybe. Now he did mess up that slightly. Now all over the curb. Go for the late apex early on the power. Not a great exit here. But he is also wasn't great, but he is still pulling away. I don't quite have the top speed, but now actually right behind me. Is he gonna try to overtake me, or is he gonna bump draft? So far looks like he's gonna bump draft. Yep, he will bump draft. And they are almost side by side once again. Now he's gonna try and get over the switchback. It's gonna work this time. Now they are side by side going to the last sector. Bit of rubbing. I'm gonna try and set up for the switchback. I'm trying to have a look on the inside here. I'm right behind him. I'm gonna try to sneak through there on the inside. Do a side by side going into turn 1. Not quite. Top speed. Gachi on my inside now for turn 1, and he's through. And we drop down to P5, going for a very late apex here. And not quite working. And we are on lap 5 of the final number 1 in this card. You can see in P1 he disappeared into distance from us fighting. So if we all over the curve there in the chicane, if you won't have any chance for the win, I probably won't. But we have to work together to try and get in front. Now he's behind me, and I believe he was still underweight because he's too light. He has full stack of in his card. And I will hold him up, and there's for saying thank you for bump drafting me. So he was right together in the beginning, but I believe, as said, he did have a pretty good card. They're side by side in front once again. They're still side by side now. Gachi is a bit slow. I'm going to look down the inside. They're going all over the curb. And we're almost 3 wide there. Now they're still side by side. Now he's there on my inside. I'm on the outside for turn 1. I'm going to hold around the outside and hold my nose down into turn 2. Brake late on the power early again. Nicely defended. Still in P5. Still pretty close racing. The podium is still in here. If I only need them to fight in the last sector, maybe slip through this time. Now messing this up slightly. Yeah, quite missing. So if you don't hit the curb correctly, which you can, it's gonna bounce you off quite bad. So you have to get it right. Otherwise, yeah, it's gonna completely bounce you off, as I said, down into the hairpin once again for the 6th time. This time they won't go side by side. There won't be any chance for me. You can see that, yeah, P1 is still off into the distance. So, yeah, the win pretty much over for now. So we can only, yeah, the win not really possible anymore. We'll have to see what's been possible. So now it's just trying to do some consistent laps. But yeah, that's not quite happening because, yeah, a lot of fighting. Well, we're on our 7th lap, and I'm going all over the curb in the double left. And the race started to slowly settle down as I'm going all over the curb once again there, trying to get a late apex, but also losing touch to the group ahead, which is not decent. And what also not decent is, you can't really see it, but it got darker and darker every lap, and because the sun was setting. There was a problem because, yeah, obviously, as I said before, it's still my tinted visor, so I really can't see a lot currently. Yeah, but I'm not the only one having those issues, as it turned out later, after having a talk with the other drivers. Pretty much everyone who had a tinted visor had problems seeing properly in the end, but by now it is still not too bad. You can see here he's right behind me as we go on to lap 8 of the final. And yeah, it's started to more or less settle down as I'm going to clip the curb once again in double left. I started turning a bit early there, so I'm trying to push a bit more into the chicane we go. So again, taking the curb. Nagachi also lost some kind of touch to P3, so we didn't quite have the pace to put them. Now Piccolo in the in the red suit is currently by far the fastest driver on the track and leaving everyone in the dust, you can see. So P2 is defending nicely against him, so the race is still on. Not quite for me, but in the front it is beginning to, yeah, heat up, and as they try to, obviously try to close the gap to P1, which is, the gap is more or less closing down from them, their gap to P1. So it's gonna be interesting, but yeah, I did break kind of free from the guy behind me, so we're gonna skip in front a little bit. Going on to level 11, I definitely did start to feel the pressure as I'm clipping the curve slightly on the inside, and then here going pretty wide as well. As you can see, the guy behind me is pretty close, and yeah, he definitely does have the better top speed than me, so I always have to really have a good gap coming out of the chicane to not let him pass going into the hairpin. So that's probably the most important thing, trying to defend currently against this driver. We're now on lap 12, I believe, and you may think it was a good exit. It maybe was, but you can see him as I'm looking behind me. He's just driving past me, so I'm standing still as we come out of the corner, and you can just see his overshoot as he drives past me easily, and I can't do anything. So that's P6, and it's probably going to stay like that because, yeah, behind me there's not really anyone anymore, and I don't think I'll be able to overtake him again just because of his major top speed, and yeah, all the guys in front are also pretty much off into the distance, so I think it's going to be a lonely race from there, and just a race of enjoying the sunset. So yeah, we're searching for how much gap I had the guys behind, and yeah, didn't really see anyone close to me, so yeah, it's going to be a rather boring race from here onwards. One lap later you can just see how bad my top speed, or how good his was. As you can see, he majorly messes up his exit here. I'm gaining on him right in his gearbox, and then he just suddenly is off into the distance. He showed me to work together, but there's no way I'm going to bump draft him, as he's just off to the distance. I can't remember if he was underweight, but if it was maybe like only 5 kilos or so, but on the level that we are driving, that makes quite a big difference. But you can see in the corners I am gaining. Also here I am super close to him, but then he just pulls away on the straight again. And yeah, Rechnitz just is a track with rather long straights, and it is pretty car dependent. Just in general, rental karting is super car dependent. AOM as well, as that is basically rental karting on a bit higher level. yeah, that's why I'm hoping to get in some more serious stuff next year. Looking good, but will probably be a mix of AOM and some serious stuff. But yeah, let's see. But here you can see it once again how much faster he was, as you can clearly see how much faster he is, and he's just over the distance. And yeah, I was getting annoyed by that, but still, the race and the result is currently better than it was most of the week. So I should be, yeah, not too pissed, not happy, but yeah, it's alright currently. So far, it's not too bad. It may have been a lonely race for me, but in front it certainly was not. It wasn't. As you can see, in front there, side by side, and the girl in the yellow, what do I have with the color yellow? The girl in the white helmet, yeah, got dropped down from P1 down to P5. So yeah, that's definitely painful. But yeah, I don't know what quite happened in front there, as I was too far away and didn't quite see it. But yeah, it was a pretty lonely race for me. In the end, the second half of it, and yeah, my times were not too consistent. I mean, like between half a second, so it's not too bad, but it definitely could have been better. But yeah, I mean, it's not awful, so I guess it's okay. Or maybe it's not over, because you can see I was getting quite a bit on them, just because they were fighting a lot. But yeah, we're getting to the final laps, so they obviously started fighting quite a bit more, which yeah, made them lose a lot of time. So maybe it's not quite obvious. They're going all the way over the curb there, but you can also see is that yeah, it is getting pretty dark now. The camera is starting to struggle with the good quality, but yeah, I hope it's not too bad. Yeah, the dark visor wasn't too nice. I was struggling to sometimes see the breaking point coming down to the hairpin, but yeah, it was still doable. And as we now are going on to the final lap of this final, you can see that it definitely did get pretty dark now, as yeah, the quality is pretty shit. But yeah, the gap did end up staying pretty much the same. In the end, they were maybe pulling away from me a bit in the end. But yeah, going all over the curb all the way once more, and yeah, a good end of it is not the end of the week for me, but surely for some people good end. But they were still fighting in front, but you can see Pitcher all the way in front, and he has decent gap. And we are going through the last sector now, one more time this day. And now we're about to go through the final corner one last time, and we are going to end the race in P6, starting from P3. Yeah, considering it started from P3, it's not the greatest result, but yeah, it was an enjoyable race. Top speed wasn't the greatest once again, but yeah, congrats to the guy in the red suit getting P1, Gachi getting P3, and the one leading the pack currently there on the hit lap did end up getting second. So yeah, nice race there, everyone there. Was enjoyable. Top speed could have been better, of course, but yeah, goodbye to everyone who will leave the camp after today, which is one of them is Gachi, of course, and some other ones as well. But yeah, it was a decent race. Could have been better, obviously, as I already said, but enjoyed it. And if you enjoyed it as well, consider leaving this like on this video and maybe subscribe to the channel, as there is still some amazing stuff coming up in the next two races, in the next two videos, like really insane stuff, super close battles and races getting heated up all the way to the end. And yeah, hope you enjoyed it. If you wanna donate me, there's a donation link in the description if you wanna help me keep doing what I love, which is karting. And yeah, we hope to see you again soon. And yeah, we will now be driving the karts back into the pits. And yeah, we will be seeing you next time. I will be seeing you next time, be it in the video or in the stream, wherever. I hope you will have a good rest of your day, and there you can see the sunset, really beautiful. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I definitely did enjoy editing this video. And yeah, see you next time. Take care. Goodbye.